I'd like to take this opportunity of the media to make a very important announcement. This announcement concerns the issue of gays. The issue of gays has caused a lot of stress to the Malawi nation. Our religion does not allow for gay marriages. And under the Penal Code, these marriages are not allowed. And they were tried under our laws, and they were sentenced to 14 years imprisonment. And I think all of you know this. This was because, again, they caused stress. In fact, they challenged our laws in this country. All aspects of reasoning, in all aspects of human understanding, these two gay boys were wrong.
About Umunthu, I think it's how people interact with each other in a society.
Umunthu is an element that exists in everybody else.
Umunthu ni mene muntu ulili, ni mene umazimvera kuti ndine wankazi, ndine wamamuna.
Umunthu ndizikali.
Ngati wesu kumvana ndi anzako akamala mfula zinthu weyo, umakhala mbali yotsutsa, ndikuti umunthu wako pena pake suli kuya.
Kuno kwavutika. Asangumuyangala mina ujayo, wena kwakha ndi umunthu wotomuthandizeza kuja. Apeza chithandizo.
Umunthu is something which is important because it guides us on how to live in a society. At the same time, we respect the views of others.
Mukoza ukhalira pamodzi koma musakumvana muli anthu oputana. Koma anthu ngati mukugwirizana, zochita kumayendera limodzi, khamuli permission wopangira limodzi kumamvana ndi umunthu.
Munthu nditi ngati ali ndi umunthu, ngati akulemekeza nzake, kumvera, komanso kuchita zimene zinthu mogwiriza.
Lihulo ndi umunthu utandaza kuti munthu umatha kupanga zofuna zako pa umunthu.
I've had a keen interest in social issues in Malawi, the issue of homosexuality in particular. I discovered that Malawians were torn on whether homosexuality is moral or immoral, whether it is a sin or not, whether it is a Western import or it has been a practice here in Malawi since time immemorial, and of late, whether homosexuality should be criminalized or decriminalized. As a filmmaker, I wanted to use film to help me trace these complexities and learn more. With the concept of Umunthu in my mind, a Pan-African philosophy that asserts tolerance, I brought together two friends who have different views on this issue.
So, the plan is that I'm going to meet my two friends on campus, Janet and Mahalia, and then we start our journey this afternoon.
I'm very excited. I think it would be interesting to hear views of different people and to explore the different opinions that people have about this issue.
This is a very wonderful experience that I will have. I expect great moments because, the issue of homosexuality in Malawi is a very big issue, and thinking of interacting with people in Malawi, people from different backgrounds, it's very exciting. I hope I'll meet people with different views, different from mine.
Yeah, I think there will be quite a bit of controversy and drama, but at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing that we explore the different opinions of people and then come to a point where we understand one another and understand why some people hold certain opinions.
Together, the three of us embarked on a journey, a quest to look for answers and learn more. So this is how it went.
The concept of Umunthu implies that you are able to accommodate other people. So in this case, what it means is that you'd be able to kind of shut down, or actually more or less like for a while, just to lock your prejudices and stereotypes, things that probably you've always regarded as the truths. For instance, masculinities, that okay, men will always love to sleep with women. Okay, that's Umunthu would actually tell you to say, okay, you can also give space to understand them. That's the starting point. The second point would really be where you say, okay, I am a human being, that one is also a human being, and therefore I will be able to live side by side with this person who has his own interests and preferences in terms of how they want to express their sexuality and live their life.
Do you think the issue of homosexuality in Malawi is worth our time and attention?
If you look at homosexuality more from a public health perspective, it's really an issue that needs to be addressed. And the reason is because people who are involved in anal sex are more at risk of HIV infection.
So don't you think that that in a way supports the fact that this is an unnatural phenomenon, and that allowing it in the society is something that will bring risk?
In the same way, in heterosexual situation, there's also a risk. Now, even if let's say there the risk is higher and there is slightly lower, that it still means that there's risk. It's in the same way that vaginal sex, there's also that kind of risk. You find that men and women, the risks are also kind of different. Women are more at risk than men. Does that make women unnatural? It doesn't.
The discussion we had yesterday, I think that was really great, and that is what I wanted, basically, to have an academic stand on this issue, the psychology. The concept of Umunthu, I think it was well tackled. Of course, maybe we can have some questions later, but I think it was well tackled.
I love his idea of Umunthu and how he explained it, of like us looking at one another as in, I'm a human and this other person is human too, no matter like whether they're different or whatever, but we shouldn't use that as a way of saying, okay, legalize, because yeah, that would just be crazy.
When we get down to the root cause, or the cause of this whole thing, I think we'll be in a better position to understand it better and make meaningful contribution towards towards resolving the issue.
So, both Dr. Omar and Janet agree that Umunthu is about accepting those who are different. But what's troubling me is this. Does Umunthu mean you accept different people as long as they agree to become like everyone else? Or does Umunthu mean we will accept the people who are different, even if they want to remain different?
How are you? This is Mwiza.
Some people say that homosexuality is a sin and therefore it should be outlawed. Others say that Malawi is a secular state and so religion should not be part of our laws. So what happens if we bring two such people together and ask them to talk about discrimination through the lens of Umunthu?
We tolerate people, but we don't tolerate all behaviors. Christianity and tolerance, they go together, okay? But we don't tolerate certain behaviors, and even though we tolerate the people behaving those things.
You don't tolerate sinners.
Huh?
You don't tolerate sinners.
We do, because we are sinners.
You divide people between sinners and non-sinners. So
no,
how do you tolerate it?
We divide people between sinners and forgiven sinners. We are sinners, but tolerance has come because of Christianity. Before Christianity, there was not that tolerance in the world, much tolerance in the world. It's the Christian ethos that has brought tolerance. That's why you see that wherever there's freedom in the world right now, it's the place where either Christianity had a strong presence, or maybe has a strong presence right now.
Looking at how Christianity is divided today, there are so many churches, so many doctrines. So, that alone shows that there's no tolerance. Because if you tolerated each other, you would have been, like,
that's
okay, what's your point? Come and let's discuss, and then, form one thing. That's what would have been happening. But
is tolerating that which you disagree with.
That you don't
tolerance is not agreeing. Tolerance is coexisting with somebody that you disagree with. Okay, that's basic tolerance. No. But I also say that there are certain behaviors that we don't tolerate. The
Umunthu aspect is not there.
No. The same way the people that are for pro-gay, the people that are pro-gay, they are not tolerating the people that are not for that. Tolerance is not something that you tolerate everything. There's some things that you will not tolerate. Even the people that are in the tolerance camp, there's some things that they will not tolerate.
We humanists do not discriminate against anybody. We look at this world the way it is. There is no some other third parties who's controlling affairs. Yeah, so it is you and me and the others, and we see it. So we should be doing good to each and everybody else. As a result of that, maybe we will agree on the basic rules and whatever on how we should behave. That is how we look at life.
This debate left me thinking. If we say we love the sinner and hate the sin, who feels the discrimination? Is it the sin or the sinner? But there is actually something bigger that's troubling me about this debate. It seems to me that George Tindo is influenced by Western ideologies of humanism and human rights. Pastor Chakwera, on the other hand, is also influenced by Western ideology of Christianity. So has Malawi become a battleground for opposing Western ideologies? If that is the case, why are we playing along with this?
The gay issue is a very easy thing to pick up because it's a very sensational thing. So from the human mind, from the politics that is going on, it was easy for the late President Mutharika to say this is what they want, ignoring other sections like Section 46, other repressive laws that we thought the President, the present government then, was trying to push. Don't forget that Malawi, just like many other African countries, Southern Africa maybe in particular, very traditional, very conservative. And therefore the psychic view is that, we're a Christian nation, a God-fearing nation. Actually, it puts a politician in a fix. Joyce Banda is in a fix already. So how does she balance those two? Maybe that's what we should be talking about as well. How does she do it?
Do you think that if Parliament, say, were to decriminalize, would that influence the change in the mindset of the people?
For yes, if they did it now, I think it would be too early, because I think they need to allow discourse. Let people talk about it. They're buying time, because I think they do realize that if they just said we're repealing that now, that won't be good for her, and she loses a lot of political capital, gives in to the opposition now, DPP, to say, see, we told you, she's a donor-fearing president and not a God-fearing president. So it is quite difficult, and every politician is very sensitive to what they say about this until we reach such a time where it has not become the main issue that can decide an election. It took me a long time for me to realize that actually the penal code that bans homosexuality in this country was not even done by the current government. That's a British law.
Wait a minute. So we know that donor aid from Western countries like Britain is tied to human rights. But how can Britain be angry at Malawi for enforcing a law that they themselves wrote? Will they ever stop telling us what to do? Are some of us Malawians so against gay rights because we have had enough with the West imposing ideas on us? What about people who have little to do with Western ideologies? What do these people in the villages have to say about this?
Malawi munomu zamvekapo ndithu zaka ziwiri zapitazo zita yadamva kuti anyamata akwatirana okhaokha zibambo namvapo zezija inyo maganizo anu ndotani pa nkhani imeneyi Malawi muno zichitika zimene zija kapenayi tayi tikuoneni ndithu bwinobwino
zimene zijazo zitha kumachitika malinga ndi ufulu wa anthu nanga si democracy ndiye ziyeneka kutani kuchitika alese makonda
komanso zimene zijasunane maganizo anga sikofunika kupanga zimene zija chifukwa amuna ndinaukhaokha sikoyenera kukwatirana
pachilengedwe amuna simuyeneka kuti kukwatirana mulungu analenga mkazi ni mamuna ndecho ncho ndoti ndizolakwika choti tingachita.
Okay, inyo mwavara anzanu ndawepo akuti ayi anzanu akuti izo sabachitike
komano ndizoona kuti samachitike komano pali ufulu kuti Malawi muli democracy ndena ngangati zimene samachitike democracy ilipo
bwino mamuna akwatire mkazi chifukwa pa chikhalidwe chathu komanso pakupemphera vuto lalikulu kuti amuna okhazi kwatirana ndiloti nanga akaziwo akwatire ndani chabwino of course poti akazi osinawo afuna zikwatirana komano mamuna mwina kwa mamuna nzotheka kupang'ona ngasi amagonana mwina pomwe akazi amakhala kuti iwo palibe chinthu chimene tioneka kuti akhuza kugona
ndili pamwe ndikhala ndi zanga amene koma nkhani ya ilungamo ndiolongosoka sizifuka zililoko komuna ndi mamuna koma ndisaphera ufulu patiponso noyi
kera isi ni njira yopitira kuti yopitira ukafikira ku moto ku destination yake amati destination komanso onse amene okhuzidwa ndi nkhani imene kumavomereza kuti kukhale magera ichi onse ku moto
azimayi ndi zimayi zako kondana kandi zibambo ndi zibambo zake ndekurara akondana fa tiyerekezero azimayi amene mukorena zibambo ndi zimayi pakazupezeka khola kuti mwana wanga isu ndifuna zokuta kwate ndi awete khola lukazulimbira ndithukulunkani umuletsa ndani mwana uja koma zimatheka anaka aja akondana zimatheka
nkhani yokambira nayi tikuona kuti sizanzeru kuti anthu azingotaya Malawi ukakambirana zoti amuna okhaokha azikwatirana hayi akambirane za chitukuko miseu tili mabwanji zipatala anthu akhale ndrama matumba mwawo boma lipange njira zoti zikozokuwathandiza anthu kusiyana kuti azikakambirana zona kuti tizikakwatirana amuna okhaokha nzosathandiza.
It is clear that everyone has a differing understanding over this issue. What do the people in the gay community say about this?
When I'm around with my friends, I'm free. I can do whatever. We can talk, we can laugh and discuss situations. But when I'm outside my friends, it's difficult. It's like you are in a prison. It's like I'm my own prisoner inside me. That's how it is now. Even to my fellow friends, it's like the same situation that we're trying to fit in, just try to be, as if everything is okay. Yeah, doing some cover up here and there, but it's really difficult. All we want is just recognize us. Give us recognize so that we can enjoy our basic human rights. I have no negative feelings towards the heterosexual people, but I know the stereotype, because here in Malawi we are still in the homophobic country, that I know it's difficult for someone to come out and to say that this is me and to try to live the life the way that person would like to live.
Our constitution is very clear on issues of religion, on issues of belief. Any Malawian can belong to any belief, to any religion. So people should not use this right to worship, to belong to any religion, to oppress other individuals. If people are sleeping in their private bedroom, consented, they have consented. What harm are they bringing to the society?
There was a say, for example, yesterday's conversation we had. You're saying that the only way to do about it is to call a referendum.
I don't believe that you can decide rights through a referendum. You can't call a referendum to decide rights. Rights are rights. The mere fact that the law can be changed does not necessarily mean people will change their attitude. But what will mean is that people will be protected on the basis of their sexual orientation. Jesus talks about love, care for the group who are more vulnerable. You see, so I think the issue here, it's about coexistence. Let's live together. Let's tolerate each other. Even if we differ, but let's live together and move forward. Because if you are gay, we are dealing with the gay community. They are good friends. I mean, they're nice people. They're intelligent people. So why do we need to discriminate them? Why? For what? There's no reason about that. There are people also who don't like me, actually. But they can say, because they don't like me, they say, Undule, I think you should be killed or you should be in prison. You should be arrested. Why? Because we have differed.
Because, that's what I mean. The concept of Umunthu is coexistence. Yeah. So if you don't want to coexist with an individual, then the concept of Umunthu cannot work.
When I was about to meet Undule Mwagasungula, Janet approached me and she said that she wanted to pull out, and I was like, what? I was just, I didn't know what to say. I just felt like, oh my God, this is the end of my project. Why? Anyway, if that's what you want, then.
If I'm going to be tolerant, I have to understand why the other person holds those ideas that they have, and they have to understand also why I think in that way. So I felt uncomfortable about being part of something that is we're just doing propaganda.
The word propaganda, I think, is too strong.
Okay, we're supposed to meet and to 7, I think, something like that, right? And 5 of those people were people who we already knew who they are pro-gay.
No, we didn't know.
No, we knew.
We started that we should explore the different stands, but when she said that she feels like the whole thing which we are doing is biased. She feels like it's a propaganda, we are trying to push for minority rights and everything, but that's not what I wanted to do. It's just to trace the different, the complexity, how complex this issue is.
Okay, the reason why sometimes that we don't understand each other is good in a cinemas, why you why you think the way you think, and maybe you don't know how I think, and that's why me and we don't accept each other. That's where the whole thing comes in. Good and we, the whole intolerance, because and we don't understand each other and how and when they think. So I felt that it was important to converse both sides. Good in here should understand good and when why do they think in this way, that way I can appreciate, and they should also explore my ideas, and then that way we can share and be able to appreciate.
In our day-to-day lives, we live with people who are different from us. We all have differing opinions on various issues.
And I'm surprised, talking about designers, he doesn't believe in a designer. He believes in natural selection.
I don't believe
in a designer.
I don't like this word believe,
okay.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. Believe is something we know that's not true.
So, what did I learn on this journey? In the spirit of Umunthu, we should at least listen to each other, respect each other's views, and put aside our differences. But while we all agree that tolerance is a good thing, it is very difficult for us to put in practice.
Okay, you are my friend, then we interact proper. But there can be some behaviors that you have which are general. That doesn't mean you dehumanize it. I tolerate you as good in doing zanga. It doesn't mean I should agree with Zonsu. So it's the same thing as his also.
I just want to know what are the things that you don't like about me? Tell me now.
Okay, for example. For example.
Nemana kelela, nemana woyola, nemana kelela. Nemana kelela, nemana woyola. Ni nana bendela anga ben no anti ben ya fanema sabula kele mandi Ni Johnny Villa Bena Kautesia Kilumye Fauka Jeka Ke Sabali Bauye